qua non ci deve essere più niente. Bisogna cominciare subito. Coraggio, al lavoro, buttate giù. Dico bene, dottore?
Sì, grazie. Arrivederci, ragazzi. Ci vediamo in un prossimo film.
Lo speriamo.
Ciao, marinai.
Welcome to Cinema Italia, a podcast dedicated to the world of Italian cinema. Presented by me, John Bleasdale.
And I need some people to help me deal with the chaos.
Sure.
Because I'll do it, but it has to be organized. I mean,
Right.
They can't just all.
Absolutely.
And then it becomes Day of the Locust, and it's kind of scary.
We'll make sure you're not swarmed and create some order.
By the locusts.
Do you ever see Day of the Locust?
It's great. I've read Nathaniel West. I got one of those. Yeah, I've seen the film as well, but ages ago. I got one of those Library of America collections of his
Yeah.
work and just went right through it, like novel after
Miss
novel after
Lonely
novel.
Hearts.
Oh, it's so good. It's so dark.
He's dark.
My God. And the film's pretty dark as well. Right, I'm going to keep it really quick because I know I've got colleagues waiting outside. So I want to ask you basically one, maybe two questions. The first question is Italian comedies.
See.
What would be an Italian comedy that you would put up there that you'd recommend to people to watch?
One of my favorite movies is It's Monicelli, and he directed it, and in the English title is Big Deal on Madonna Street, and it's called
Soliti
something.
Soliti ignoti?
Maybe.
It's like The Usual Suspects almost.
It's
with Totò.
Toto's in it, and
Yeah.
Vittorio Gassman, Marcello Mastroianni, Claudia Cardinelli. It's truly funny.
Yeah.
It's been remade about 5 times, including by the Coen brothers, and none of them have been good. And it has a gag that I love so much because it's so Italian, but it's a black and white movie, and they're going to do the big, they're going to dig under the bakery and go into the bank vault, and so they're all very, it's the big plan, and they all join together at the right time, and they say, "Where's Toto? Where the fuck is he?" And then he comes walking up, and he's wearing a zoot suit, and even though it's in black and white, it's canary yellow, and it's got like checks on it, and they look at him like, "What the fuck?" They look at him, and he goes, "Sportivo." That's one of the funniest things I ever saw. Anyway, that's a very funny movie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good Italian comedies. De Sica made a couple of really funny movies.
Miracolo al Milano, Miracle in Milan.
Miracle in Milan.
Which is a real magical realist film. It's just so crazy.
Did you ever see a Preston Sturges movie called The Miracle of Morgan's Creek?
Oh, that is such a special film.
I think, how the hell did he get that made in World War II?
Was the Hays Code was in place?
It was World War II
Yeah.
was going on. I mean, it was like, how the fuck did he get that made? The premise is so outrageous.
Yeah.
But boy, it's a great movie.
That is so good. And also Hail the Conquering Hero, which is
A great movie.
Which is all about sort of not wanting to fight a war during the war.
It's about courage and patriotism.
Yeah.
He was special.
Yeah. In terms of, because now we're in Taormina, and lots of great films have been made around here as well, have been located here. What other sort of Italian directors have influenced you?
Oh, 8.5. I mean, Fellini is
not the number of the directors, the film 8.5. Not 8.5 directors.
No, 8.5 directors, actually. One of them was kind of a dwarfy guy. No, speaking of Fellini, but Federico Fellini, I had the pleasure of meeting him, and I gotta say, 8.5 is Joe Dante told me this, and it's true. It's a wonderful movie if you see it. It's a completely different movie if you've directed a movie and then you see it.
Really?
Totally different movie and equally great.
What's the difference? Can you?
Well, it's about being a director and directing a movie.
So you feel it touches a nerve?
Oh my God, it's so accurate and smart and funny. And did you ever see Paul Mazursky made a movie called Alex in Wonderland?
With Donald Sutherland.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a very good movie, but it has a spectacular scene where Donald plays. He's supposed to be Paul. You know,
right.
It's all right. Paul made a movie called Bob, Ted, Carol, and Alice. It's a huge international hit. And now he could do anything he wanted and he didn't know what he was going to do. So this is his version of 8½. But his character worships Fellini. And there's a scene in it at Cinecittà that is one of my favorite things, where Fellini is actually in his cutting room with the film editor and a moviola, and they're cutting, I think, Roma, or Satyricon, I forgot what, but doesn't matter. But they're cutting a movie, and Donald Sutherland as Paul, as this director, pokes his head and says, "Scusi, Signor Fellini," and he looks up. Sì, grazie, prego, bye, go away. And they're working, and Alex, the character, goes up to him and says, "Signor Fellini, you don't understand. I mean, you have changed my life. You have such a profound influence." He goes, yeah, Mario! and he keeps going, this is such an honor, a pleasure. I can't believe I'm in your presence. Yes. Mario! It's so fucking funny. And you know who he's calling for? Do you remember Mario Longardi?
Oh, no.
There was a guy named Mario Longardi who was the top Italian movie publicist. And he did everybody. He was like the top guy. And he was Fellini's guy. But Mario is the guy who came up with Paparazzi. There's a guy.
There's a character.
There's a real cameraman named Paparazzi.
Right.
And Mario's the one who said he's a paparazzi, and it became a term of art. But anyway, Mario Longardi had the best Italian accent. He was like Chico Marx.
Right.
And he'd always go, exactly. Anyway, so that's who he's calling for, Mario.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and Mario finally comes in and kind of drags this guy out. But it's one of the great scenes.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, well, I'm going to keep it brief because I know I've got lots of people waiting. But it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Mr. Landis.
No, thanks.
Arrivederci ragazzi, ci vediamo in un prossimo film.
Lo speriamo.